Assalamu alaikum. Hello. Today we're going to take a look to our latest version of the mission system. It has many features, so I don't think this video is going to be short. So let's take a look. First of all, the main concept here is we have a mission object, and this mission object will contain some subclasses or sub-objects that determine what the player should do. It's called actions. So we have the mission object and we have the action object. And due to the confusion that happened to me in the previous version with actions, I made these icons that the required action or the optional action will have the icon do, and the blacklisted action will have the icon don't. So you're going to ask me what is the required action and what is the blacklisted action. So let's open the list first of all. Mission system. When we create an action object, we'll be greeted with this window, and this window will define the type of action that we need. The main action here is going to be the required action, and we have the blacklisted action in the subclass of the required action, but it has a different type or overridden different type. And this means this action, if the player did this action during the mission will fail. And we have the highest score action, and this an action that will track the score of the player. And whenever the player scores a higher score, we will give him a score or say you have a high score. And the optional action is an action that if done, you will get more progress, and if not, you will have zero. You don't have the full mission progress. So each mission class, if you open the mission class, you will define the related actions here. You will put all the action, the blacklisted action, the required action, the optional actions, and the mission will do the rest for you. So before we go any further, I'm going to showcase another thing. This widget here in our mission API calls, it have all the missions, all the functions that you can call. And I also added this tooltip. In the previous version, we didn't have this tooltip, or we didn't have the ability to select. So now we can select, and you can have a tooltip that defines or tell you what the function will do. And yeah, so let's go and play the game. So take notice that the game starts from this location, and if I press I will see this UI. This UI is an example UI. You don't have to use it, but here you can see all the missions that provided by the game, and you will have the actions that are related to this mission, and you will have a description for the mission. And you have this default mission name is actually a, let's open the cousin mission, find cousin, which this mission, you can have that it has a default mission name. So yeah, you can change the description and the details for the mission from here. So instead of navigating for all of your missions in folders and edit their properties, you can actually go to mission tweaker and select all the missions that you want and edit their details from here. And also you can include the mission by ticking this tick box and select the build mission list. So if I select, let's say, mission 3 and press build mission list and save. Now I also need to edit the UI here, so you can have a feedback when you press the button, but you can see here finished building the missions list. So if I now play the game and press the I and go to all missions, I will have kill the dragon, which is the mission 3, and you will have the details for this mission: kill the dragon, collect the magic gems, and blah blah blah. So let's now go to our level blueprint and connect our load game. So here our load game will tell us if you have if you found a loaded game and we load it, you don't do anything, just say the game is loaded. If not, I'm going to start my mission. You can do any logic you want. And here you got this save game object. You can retrieve your custom data that you saved when the mission is saved or when the subsystem saves the game state. I'm going to showcase and explain this more in a bit. So now the game starts from here, which is the last position where we finished a mission. and if I press I and I go to my finish mission, I will find myself control tutorial mission is finished by 100%, and this is the details here. The optional action was finish mission with full health. This is going to, I will explain this in the next moment. Here you can see the game progress is 0.333 because we have 3 missions and we finished only 0.3, or the third mission. Okay. Let's go to our finish mission with full HP. So let's close this one. Go to tutorial mission. We will have the optional keep health action. This keep health action is different from the other actions. Let's go to the player and explain one more thing before we explain that. So if I open the character, you can have the action is going to be performed whenever you press a button, or since this is a tutorial mission that has the input actions, here the input action will listen to the button pressed without you need to say on W, say W E, and let's say without saying the W is pressed, then perform my input action for the tutorial mission, the input action 1. No, you don't need to do that. The input action will actually listen to the input by itself and do the performing event. So now you can pass the reference or the action source. So the mission will seek, hey, if this action source is related to us, so we can consider performing this action, or if not, then we ignore the action. So after saying that, and we knew about the action performing and so this means action should be performed before the mission or during the mission is running. So we have this optional action, which is called keep health. We have ticked the evaluate on mission end. So this action we need to consider when the mission is ended. So I want to know if the health is full when the mission is ended. So when you tick the evaluate on mission end and override the on evaluate mission, you can put any condition here and pass it here on the return value. So if the health is not 100%, then the mission will not get a full progress. Let's take a look. Before we're going to take a look, let's see how I decrease the health because I forgot about it. I made this example project. Okay, if I press 8, I will decrease my health. So now if I press I can go to my finish mission. I press it, I can play this mission, and the example UI will teach you how to do this. So play this mission. The mission is started. So I press I start here. Now I press the W and SD, and I press R, and then I press let's press 8. So I decrease my health. Let's now kill the dragon by pressing 1 and 1. Now if I press I, go to my finish mission, I will have the mission progress is 83.3333 because I did not finish the mission with full health, so I lost some progress. This is like GTA 5 Blade of Gay 20. You can have you have this game mechanic here, and you can see that the game progress is not 0.3. This means this is because we don't finish a full third of the full mission list, but we finished one with with less progress. So this is the idea that actions being performed and mission that calculate the progress. And there is a lot more for missions. Let's see. Let's open the mission, and you can see that we have on mission end. It will give you some information here. If the of course when the mission is ended, we will only have either succeeded or failed or cancelled, and you can have the failed reason that will show you what happened. And the mission also have a timer. So if you went to the mission detail and you checked it has timer, you provide a time and it's if it count down or not. So the mission will know if you want to count down or not. Okay. And if the mission have a custom start position, let's say you are in an RPG game and you went to this character will give you a quest. So do you want the quest to start whenever this person give you the quest, or do you want the screen to fade and the quest start from different location in the map and so on? So if you have that, you can tick the custom start position and you can provide a transform. So because providing transform is a bit tedious and redundant job, let's say all your mission have a custom start point, so it's a bit hard to provide this transform. So we got another tool called the transform helper. This transform helper, you select a mission, you will find any transform variable that is provided there. Let's say the start transform. Okay, you can now select wherever you want the player to start. Let's say I want the player to start in this cube position, so send start transform. And now I just need to move the object because the player will start from this position. So if I play the mission now, this the game is loaded, the last finished mission position. So let's play this mission and let's press I. We will have the player started from the position we defined for our mission. So now we need to see how we can save and reload the game. So let's go to core and let's go to the player character. Here, where is my save function? Let's say I don't have a button for save. Okay, here. When I press K, I save the game and also the mission saves whenever it ended. And you can define this behavior in the project settings. And if you went to AMS settings, you can have the save type. Any task is performed. Whenever a task is performed, the mission will save, or after a mission completion, or don't save. Don't save means don't save automatically. You will save by using the save function yourself. Here you can provide a save game class, but this is a deprecated logic. Now the data center class is responsible for saving. So let's open our data center and see how the save happens. So the data center is give you the ability to use custom save object, and you can have but it must be derived from the AMS save class. So you can have this function is hook the subsystem data, which you provide a struct of the save system save game package. This is all the internal variables are packed in this struct, and you can then save your game to this slot. And whenever the game is loaded, it's going to call this event. So you can get the save game object here and cast to whatever save game object you used, and then retrieve your data here. Also, taking in mind that whenever you call the load game function, you get the same object. So you can retrieve the data when you call the function and use the variable here. So let's say in the player character, or you can wait in the data center and get the classes that should be caring about the new values, or maybe you store these values in the game instance so all your characters or all your actors can access the game instance and update their variables from there. So yeah, now you can see in the save game package, here we can break it. Okay, it's not breakable. So maybe I forgot to expose promote this to a variable. Yeah, we have the total times here. It's found. It's not it's editable, but it's not real. But now you can know that we have a total play time, that the game will tell you how much time the player has spent playing in the specific profile. So you can use it to make an RPG like games. Okay, now let's go to another example. It's going to be the Flappy Bird example. Let's open this Flappy Bird example. And here I'm going to, first of all, I'm going to not load my game. So whenever, well, let's load the game. Whenever the game is loaded, we have the mission is finished. So I can press I. I cannot press I because the you know that the mission is still active. So let's game is loaded. Let's see if it says game is loaded. It says game is loaded. So the game is loaded, but we need to make sure. Okay, I think there's something wrong here. So yeah, I need to actually do the action tick. It's going to show me. Oh, not the action tick. I need to update my variables whenever the mission is updated, when the mission details are updated. I break those logics when I wanted to screenshot some event. So here we can have the mission begin. On the mission is begun, I want to create the mission UI. And when the mission is ended, I don't think it's ended because we don't need to show the cases right now. So whenever the mission is updated, I'm going to get the mission details, get the related actions, and then get my highest score object. The highest score object, the total count of the highest score object is our latest highest score, and the total count is the current count. So let's see. Now we have 74 score, and we have the 0 current score. So if I press 1, I will have more score. This is, let's say this is like your Flappy Bird is flapping, and when you pass between two poles, you will perform the action. Let's say, let's go to our Flappy and see when I press up, I perform my Flappy Flaps. What is the Flappy Flaps? The Flappy Flaps is an action that I should do, and it is a of type high score action, and the action count is 2. This is the initial value that when you pass this value, you get the highest score. So let's get my on highest score, and I will do this, and I will the highest one. And the owning mission, I'm going to cast my Flappy mission, and I get the score widget and change the color to green. So whenever the high score is reached, I will change the color to green. So let's play. And now let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's go. Let's go. Boom. Now we had a high score. So I can, if I pass more, then you get more high score. And if I close the game now and I play the next time, I can get the 76 is the new high score when you start from 0. And you can showcase this at menus and before the actual Flappy Bird game starts and so on. You got a lot of flexibility for this. And you can see you have the an action activated, an action finished. This is actually cannot be happen to a high score event or to the highest score action, because a high score action never ends, but give the score whenever you pass the total count of the action. So yeah, and let's see what other thing we need to explain. Uh, so okay, we have one more thing, is the system API. Here you can select the mission, and you will see a detailed documentation for the mission. Let's say parse object, and give you this optional. You can load game, do that, load checkpoint. Also, and I forgot to tell you, yes, we have checkpoints. You can start the game from a saved location in the save game object, or you can have a temporary checkpoint. So you can save in checkpoints and retrieve those checkpoints. And yeah, you can get the mission, you can get the journal. Now the journal is deprecated, but I'm planning, it's not actually deprecated, it is valid and give valid data, but I think to deprecate it now, because we have the mission history, it is stored in our subsystem, and I'm thinking that we don't need to store this in the subsystem as always, but we provide a class which is called the journal, and the journal will save our mission history. So you can get the active missions history, and we have the or the active mission record and the finished mission records from here. So we don't have to store in the subsystem. So if the user of the plugin do not want to store these data, he can ignore the journal and so on. But now you are forced to save them, or the system will actually save them automatically. So yeah, this is what we have. In the next video, I'm going to give an example of how to use it to create a shooter game. We actually have the video and the tutorial in Arabic already in my channel. You can go there and watch it and try to figure it out. And I will provide a translated version of the tutorial later. So hope this video explains many of the features that this system is giving. Let's see. This is the classes that you have. And yeah, This is all I have for this video, and stay tuned for the next video